Hey lovers, welcome to Real Talk Relationship. Today, I will break down 5 steps to rebuild trust in your relationships. Rebuilding trust takes effort, patience, and commitment from both partners. It's not an easy journey, but it's a necessary one if you want to save your relationship. Certainly, the impact of a lack of trust can be quite profound. Before we proceed with discussing the steps to rebuild trust, it's important to take the time to understand the consequences of broken trust in a relationship. Trust is something that is cultivated over time through consistent actions and behavior. It requires a continuous effort to build, but it can be eroded very quickly. When a partner repeatedly fails to follow through on their promises or commitments, it can lead to a gradual lowering of expectations and a growing sense of disconnection in the relationship. This breakdown of trust can have a significant impact on the overall dynamic between partners, leading to feelings of disappointment, frustration, and emotional distance. Lack of trust creates problems not just emotionally, but also mentally. Let's break down some common effects. Lack of intimacy. Without trust, emotional and physical intimacy decreases. For example, if your partner has been deceitful about finances, it's natural to feel hesitant about being vulnerable, leading to emotional distance. Negativity. Feeling betrayed can cause you to withdraw and be filled with anger, like when you discover your partner has been hiding their phone messages. You might start fixating on every action, doubting their intentions, which kills the connection. Insecurity. Constantly doubting your partner leads to insecurity. For example, if your partner cancels plans frequently, you might start to suspect they're not prioritizing you, and this can push you to check up on them excessively, making things worse. Depression and anxiety. Without trust, you may start to feel anxious and overwhelmed. Imagine staying awake, replaying every conversation, wondering if your partner is lying. This heightened stress can take a toll on your mental health. Loneliness. When trust is shattered, you might feel isolated, even when you're physically close to your partner. Loneliness sets in when you can no longer rely on the person who should be your biggest source of support. Now that we've covered the emotional and mental toll, let's shift gears. How do we rebuild that trust once it's broken? If trust has been damaged in your relationship, don't worry, it can be rebuilt. But it requires both partners to be fully committed to healing. Here are the 5 key steps to restoring trust. Be open and willing to work on the relationship. It starts with a willingness to rebuild. Both partners need to openly express their desire to move forward. For example, consider a couple where one partner had an emotional affair. The first step is acknowledging the damage caused, but equally important is a shared commitment to rebuilding. A couple recovering from infidelity decided to have weekly check-ins, openly discussing their feelings and progress, which helped them rebuild trust over time. Create new positive experiences together. It's important to focus on positive interactions to heal. Go on dates and do activities that bring joy. By creating new, happier memories, the old wounds start to fade. One couple I know, after facing trust issues around broken promises, made it a point to plan monthly weekend getaways. These trips allowed them to reconnect and gradually rebuild trust in a neutral space, away from everyday pressures. Talk to one another. Open. Honest communication is key. Avoid letting misunderstandings grow. It's about consistently checking in on each other's feelings and keeping the dialogue going. Imagine a scenario where one partner used to lie about small things. They made a vow to be transparent from then on. If they were late, they would explain why instead of making excuses. Gradually, the other partner began to trust their words again. Follow through on your commitments. If you make a promise, keep it. Nothing erodes trust faster than constantly breaking your word. A man who had previously struggled with addiction promised his partner that he would attend therapy regularly. By sticking to his commitment for months and showing real effort, he proved that he could be trusted again, and their bond grew stronger. Be consistent and patient. Trust won't be rebuilt overnight. Stay consistent in your actions and communication, and be patient with the healing process. In a relationship where trust was lost due to one partner constantly lying about their whereabouts, they agreed to always communicate about their schedules. It took months of being consistent, but eventually, the doubts faded, and the trust was restored. Rebuilding trust doesn't happen quickly, but with commitment and consistent effort, it's possible. Let's recap the steps. 1. Be open and willing to work on the relationship. 2. Create new positive experiences together. 3. Talk openly to each other. 4. Keep your commitments. 5. Stay consistent and patient. Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. Without it, everything crumbles. But by following these steps, you can begin to rebuild and heal. Remember, patience is key, and progress happens one step at a time. If you're still struggling with trust issues, stay tuned for my next video, where I'll dive deeper into resolving long-term trust problems. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button and let me know in the comments how you're working to rebuild trust in your relationship. Let's support each other on this journey.